Hey guys, I'm back and I just wanted to talk about some of the encouraging things that have happened lately. So after my husband did the math, like I talked about in my last video, and realized that we had actually been actively trying 50% or less of the time. Like my cat, she's joining me there. And just because of circumstances, because of various things. And so that made me feel so much better, and it also made me realize I need to get on the ball. So interestingly, during this time, my husband is taking a military class. He's in the National Guard, and he's taking a class right now, and which is terrible because he's gone 2 weekends a month instead of just one, which I didn't realize how rough that would be, but it's actually pretty rough. And I know if you're one of those people whose husband deploys for like a year at a time, I'm sorry that I'm being a whiner, because yeah, 2 weekends and he's home every night is not a big deal. But nonetheless, okay, so my husband took this class. He's taking this class right now. It's to get promoted or something. I don't know. Maybe it's just to learn something. I don't know. Anyway, so he read this article and it was life-changing for him. And it's kind of funny because my husband, I am very much it was life-changing for me, and I just went out and I did this and I made these changes, and I'm very much that kind of person. My husband is very slow and steady wins the race. You never jump into anything, like, without analyzing it a million ways. And so he read this article and it was life-changing for him. And I have the article right here, and I will just give you the gist of it because it's like a super boring military article, except it's really got great content. But it talks about, so the name of the article is Change or Die. And it talks about studies that show that people think that they can make these major changes, whether it's to lose weight or whatever, but that they really can't. And that the top 5 things that kill people in America are actually preventable. It's kind of the premise of this thing, saying like heart disease and obesity and the things that lead to, your higher risk for cancer and things that might kill you are preventable, but people don't change. And so it kind of goes through talking about how people will, they'll get diagnosed with like a heart problem or whatever, and then they will say, oh, I'm going to make all these changes, and they'll make changes for like 3 months or less, and then they won't keep the changes up because eventually the lure of the cookie or the donut or whatever comes back to them. Well, my husband read this article and he was like, you know what? We are at the time in our lives when we just need to do better. And my husband has always been kind of, he's not fat, he's not thin. He's always been just kind of naturally just right. And he's not really tried. He's gone through phases where he was in better shape because he was more active in the military, or not as good a shape or whatever. But he's always been generally healthy. His biggest downfall was Diet Mountain Dew and Doritos. And he would eat a lot of junk food. He didn't eat a lot of vegetables, and he would drink. He was kind of in a caffeine cycle. Well, after he read this article, he was like, we just need to treat our bodies better. And it was such a blessing for me because I have always been the one, we need to eat better, we need to do this. But honestly, you can't really change someone. So my husband just gave up caffeine, and he has been eating salads and vegetables, and and he has really committed. This article just changed his world because he was like, that is so true. Like, why would we wait to get diagnosed with cancer, or why would we wait to have a weight problem or whatever? So it changed his life. Well, he was talking so much about it, and when I realized that he'd like totally, he just went cold turkey, just gave up Diet Mountain Dew, and he'd been drinking it, and I said, I have to read this article. So I read the article, and I was like really inspired because I realized that, a year ago I did a video on all these changes I was making and supplements I was doing. Well, honestly, in the middle of it, my goodness, I took phentermine because I was so obsessed with losing the weight that I had gained from my miscarriages. See, I was not motivated enough to actually make changes. I wanted that fast physical fix, I want to be 10 pounds thinner, and I didn't want to actually, I wanted a baby, but I didn't want to put the commitment in to make the changes for the things that I think had affected my egg quality. I hope this is all making sense. So I read the article, and we decided as a family to give up sugar completely. So our whole family gave up sugar and white flour, and I was having a really rough time with caffeine myself. I had stopped drinking coffee about a year ago, And slowly but surely, diet soda crept in. Well, I was, so I could have that caffeinated fix. So I was drinking diet soda, and before I knew it, I was drinking a 2 liter a day. And then I would say, my cat, and then I would say, oh, I'm trying to get pregnant, I better give this up. But, it takes 90 days for your eggs, like, to kind of renew themselves, or at least that's what I've read. And so if I'm like drinking diet soda and then giving it up, a week before I'm trying to get pregnant, that's really not helping the case for my eggs. So I was kind of in a cycle with that, and then I was really trying to give up the caffeine, so I started drinking. I thought, well, I could get that Mio, and I could drink Mio. So I would do that, thinking that then I'll just lower it down until it's just water. I've always been a pretty good water drinker. It's just that I would drink like a cup of soda, a cup of water, a cup of soda, a cup of water. And so it was basically 50-50, which is so bad for you. And honestly, it really brought to light that I have never in my life known how to eat. And I think that is why that's why I've gained so much weight every time I get pregnant, because even with these miscarriages, I ended up gaining over 20 pounds. And I'm only 5'2", so it really shows up in my chubby little face, and it really shows up on me. And so that's why I was kind of really trying to lose the weight, but trying to get pregnant at the same time, trying to have my cake and eat it too. So, I didn't want to drink calories. So I was doing the Mio, and the next thing, I couldn't go without caffeine. I mean, I was going through withdrawals. So I ended up finding out they had Mio Energy. Well, holy criminy, that has a ton of caffeine in it. And I was actually getting headaches from it. So anyway, I was still it never occurred to me that I could just, drink water and just get through the caffeinated, just get through the withdrawals. So anyway, it just kind of turns out that I'd never known how to eat. I was kind of addicted to artificial sweeteners. And even when I would make changes in my diet, they were kind of temporary changes, like lose weight fast, or, they weren't like love my body, teach my body how to eat. And I was using MyFitnessPal, and I would log all my food. And if you look back at the history, you can see that these phases where it's never balanced. It would always be 120 grams of protein, no fiber, or, all fruits, mega carbohydrates, because it was all fruit and no protein. And it was always there was always this crazy aspect. It was never normal. It was never just normal. Well, we decided to make these changes in our family, and I gave up all artificial sweetener, and it has been a couple weeks, and I am finally stopping the craving for artificial sweetener and for caffeine. And the way I ended up doing it was I used that matcha tea. It's just ground up tea leaves, but it's supposed to have antioxidant effects, and it actually, when you get a little caffeine boost, but it doesn't you don't plummet. You don't have that, what do they call it? You don't have the crash that you would get with caffeine or sugar. And so I was able to use that just to kind of get me through when I really literally needed to be awake and all I wanted to do was sleep, because I was so addicted to caffeine. So I got over that. My family gave up white flour. We gave up sugar, refined sugars, and we gave up caffeine. And it has been amazing. It has been a huge, huge blessing for my family. And I've wondered if all of this journey was to just bring us here, to bring us to this point, because my older son was starting to struggle with his weight. I'm struggling with my weight. I'm still taking the 22 pounds off, but I've realized that I'm never going to get it permanently off, and I'm never going to have a healthy pregnancy if I don't make these changes. So we are just totally committed to not being the people who purposely kill themselves. Okay, so because we can't resist donuts. So it's been an amazing journey. The other thing I've been doing, that I just started this, so I've been sugar-free and flour-free for a couple of weeks, and I just started, and caffeine-free. And then and when I started it, I wasn't even trying to lose weight. I just was I just need to get my body at a level point, because honestly, I was having sugar cravings, caffeine cravings, flour cravings, carb cravings. And I would say it was just over the past couple days that I realized that I could actually function and that I was feeling better. And my skin, holy cow, my skin looks amazing. My skin is starting to look so good. And I don't know if anybody remembers, but I did this video once on thinking that your skin quality probably, if your skin looks shriveled and wrinkly on the outside, then your eggs probably look shrivelly and wrinkly on the inside. And so I was like, oh my gosh, all these changes and all this detoxification. And the weird thing is, while I was kind of detoxing, I was like sweating up a storm. It was really crazy. So anyway, I did the sorry, I keep losing my train of thought because my car's in the shop and my phone keeps ringing. I keep thinking it's them. So just, you know, ignore my little trails there. But anyway, so as of yesterday, I've always been a pretty good water drinker. But yesterday I had been doing this research, and I don't know if you've seen anything going around on Facebook about the woman who drank a gallon of water a day, and she took a before and after picture. And so I was like, you know what, that cannot hurt. So I started drinking a gallon of water a day. And let me tell you, that is harder than you'd think, because I was doing the like recommended 6 to 8 glasses of water, and you know, so 6 times 8, 48 ounces. So I have this water bottle, and it's basically, I mean, like 2.5 of my big water bottles to get that done. I was doing over that, like maybe 3 water bottles a day. Well, you know, the gallon turns out to be, it's like 6.5 of those, double what I was drinking. But I honestly think I see a difference in my skin, and I think that is affecting my eggs. So now, given all of these changes, like, the thing is, I did a video once about all the things I was adding, but I really think it was about making a lifestyle change for me. And even if it's not, even if like I don't get pregnant from this, it is huge for my family. Huge. I mean, just for me to really realize what eating healthy means, and that there shouldn't be 120 grams of protein and no grams of fiber, and there shouldn't be, you know, 300 grams of fiber and no protein, and they're like, and so it was just a huge blessing. So anyway, so I'm drinking a gallon of water a day, and I am coming up on my cycle, and honestly, I think this might really be it, because I feel better than ever. I feel amazing, and my body feels so healthy and so hydrated, and my skin feels healthy and hydrated, and I really think that's a reflection of my eggs. So I will keep you guys posted. I'm also looking at doing a video about I will do a video of my ovulation predictors. I've been using, I had been using, and then I got sick, but I was using the Wanfo ones, but then I was also using, then I decided to use those expensive digital ones, so you could actually see kind of where, how accurate they are. And like the last time, even though I was sick on those 2 days, it was very accurate. The Wanfo ones were actually very accurate in comparison to the expensive digital. So anyway, guys, I know I have rambled. I just had so much to say about this amazing thing. And so anyway, only a small percentage of people are able to make changes and stick with them. And I know that I am one of those people. I am not going to be one of those people who you know, dies an early death or can't have another baby because I refuse to give up donuts or I refuse to give up coffee. And I know that everyone watching this is so like me in that way, that we just want this so badly. But sometimes it's hard to see the forest through the trees, so to speak, and because our society is so, you know, McDonald's and Diet Coke and everything, and the things that are marketed to us as healthy, it's just such a lifestyle that sometimes it's hard to see that maybe we're not, maybe that occasional Diet Coke or that occasional coffee or whatever isn't the best for us because it's such the norm. But I am really feeling encouraged, and I hope you guys are too. So anyway, sorry for the ramble, and I don't even know how to title this video. I'm just so passionate and so excited about how this is going. So I will keep you guys posted. And kind of a little business side, I did start doing all the homeschooling stuff and my RV journey on my channel, Homeschooling and RV for Me. So I will put a link to that below, hopefully. And anyway, it's great to be back, and I'm feeling so encouraged. And I really feel that I also have finally figured out my homeschool schedule so that I can make more videos. Or maybe my car just needs to break down more often so I can just be home doing videos. Anyway, I love you guys so much, and I just really so much appreciate all the encouragement and all the love I felt from you guys. And I really hope that there are a lot of pregnant people out there, and I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day, you too.